bird nerds. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a great summer. We're again in the middle of quite a bit of heat. We're hitting above 100 degrees each day consistently for the last 2 weeks or so. You can see behind me, we've got lots of messy birds. So we're gonna kind of show you how we clean some of the cages here. We're gonna be checking on our Bork chicks, also our kind of give you an update on the Splendid chicks and what we've had to do there. We're gonna clean out their nest box. We've got some baby canaries right here. There we go. That we're gonna clean out their nest pan, show you what we do there. Clean out the button quail chicks nests or brooder. Kind of show you the nitty-gritty, dirty parts of owning birds. I think many times we just see the videos of clean cages and nice, happy birds. And if anybody that owns any kind of animal knows, there's a mess that comes with them. The more you own, the bigger the mess, right? So we're just gonna kind of show you what we do there and kind of some of what we have to do on a daily or weekly basis to kind of keep some of these birds clean, healthy, happy, and go from there and give you an update on our star babies as well. Genetics well enough to know. All right, first we're gonna start with our week-old button quail chicks. Take this off and you guys can kind of see the mess. So this is, I cleaned this 2 days ago, so you can see they just make a pretty big mess there. I've had to elevate the water up or else the wood chips get soaked and then it soaks the whole floor. But so we're gonna vacuum all this out, clean it out. We do get a lot of poop here, like on the walls, that I just use my little putty knife here to scrape everything off. So let's go ahead and pull these guys out and get it started. All right, for these guys, so we do have our vacuum right here. This wood chip, it gets clogged in my vacuum pretty easily, so usually I'll scoop out the dirty parts. We throw it into the garbage can here, kind of scoop everything out best we can, and then what's left over we'll clean up with the vacuum. Like I said, we'll have to take our putty knife. They like to mess up kind of dirty up the walls. These chicks will only be in this brooder for about another week. By that point, you can see they're already starting to get pin feathers. By that point, they'll be able to fly up and out of this brooder. So we will house them temporarily in one of our other cages here. I will select a few of them and keep the rest. I will most likely sell. So just kind of like that, scoop up the dirty soiled wood chip, putty knife, and kind of give all that a really good scrape. Slide it out. Like so. Come over on this side. See if that wall looks pretty good. Got a big box of fresh pine shavings there, or aspen shavings, and we'll fill that back in. Okay, so we got the new pine shavings in, got them some nice clean fresh food, cleaned out their dish, some nice fresh water, and then a fresh scoop of egg food. I just have barely started to put in this glass bowl. They're big enough now to where they can step in and jump out, whereas before they were too little. They couldn't get back out of the bowl because they were too little and it's glass and slippery. But now these last couple of weeks, we've been able to use it and get in and out. But so that's where we're at there with the chicks. Got a good amount of them there. Most of them are the wild type or the Vader type, you could say, and then we got some of those lighter brown ones. They are more of the reddish bronze color when they become adults. So good amount of quail we got going on here. Be a lot of fun. So good birds. One cage down, a few more to go. All right, our next task that we have is this lovely bunch of babies. Look at those nice full crops. Mama's doing such a good job, but when you have this many babies, that nest gets dirty really, really quick. So we're gonna take it and swap it out. Now I've already got a nest prepped. I've got several extra of our canary nests, nice and clean, ready to just transfer and place the chicks into there. But one thing I do want to mention, the gray pads that I have in there, I just buy them off Amazon. I love them. They're really good, and you can wash them and reuse them, which is really nice. So you just wash them, let them dry out, and then you can reuse them and put them back in the nest pan. I typically buy some, and then I'm able to use these nest pan coverings for probably 2 to 3 years, depending on how many chicks are in there, and then I'll throw them away and get new ones. But so great option there to be able to swap out and put your chicks in a clean nest with that. So really enjoy that. So what we'll do is we'll take these guys out. I'll put them in the new nest, put them back in. Canaries are pretty good. They usually don't abandon the nests, so this shouldn't disrupt, any momentum or anything good that's going on right now. I just have the female in there, and we'll throw her in there. She'll probably resume feeding the chicks right away and doing a good job that way. But now they'll have a clean nest pan, and it'll probably only, because there's 4 chicks in there, it'll probably only be about a week and it'll look like that. So we'll probably be swapping out the nest pan again one more time before the chicks fledge, just to try and keep as clean and sanitary as an environment as we can for these birds, so that they don't harbor any bacteria or infections, things like that they could get as they're trying to grow right now. So I'll go ahead and swap these out and kind of show you guys the nest pan. Got the chicks in there. One thing I do like to do also, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, when I do swap the chicks over to the nest, it gives me a chance to just do a real quick check on them, make sure they have all their toes, make sure their feathers look good, their underbellies, their crops, their vents, everything like that. Just make sure that there's no concerns or issues to be had. Usually you can band around this time as well. For the canaries, just because I do open bands for them, I wait till they fledge and then I put the bands on them. But you can band them at this age as well. So all 4 chicks checked out, looked healthy, food in their crops, starting to get their pin feathers in there, as you can see. I think everything's looking great for these guys. Looking good, love it. Okay, now we'll pull down our Bork nest. Because we have 5 chicks in there, that nest has become dirty very quickly, so we're going to clean that out and get some new fresh nesting material in for those chicks, so that as well we can keep a happy, healthy environment. All right, so we're going to pull this out. Because it's in an aviary, you can see all the poop on top of it. Birds can get on top. A lot of the finches have been wanting this nest box. Even when I pulled it down and opened the lid, we had a society finch sitting right there along with the rosy Bork. So kind of funny how that is. But we've got our 5 chicks in there. Come on, focus. can see 4 there, and the 5th one is underneath that big one. There you go. You can see her just little. But we're gonna see how dirty that nest box has become. We're gonna clean it out, get us some nice fresh shavings down there, clean out all that poop, just so that it doesn't harbor. I mean, you lift up the lid and you can just smell the nastiness, let's be honest. So we're gonna get it all cleaned out so they can have some nice fresh environment in there to continue to grow. All right, here's all 5 of our chicks. We just pulled them out. You can see their feet are a little bit dirty just with how dirty their nest box has been. That's again another reason why we want to clean out the nest box so that they can just be in a cleaner environment themselves. So this little baby right here is actually my Splendid baby from my Splendid pair. This was their first year. The other baby didn't make it, and this one was looking like it wasn't going to, so I took it and put it in with these guys, and the Borks have taken it and ran with it, and is now feeding them as their own. You can see, you can tell a difference with the black feet. He's got black feet. It's going to have some darker feathers, whereas all the rest of my babies have pink feet. This one will have a little bit of black on its feathers, but most of them will have pink going throughout the rest of their bodies. But anyways, so just kind of show you where we're at with the babies. They're looking really good, and let's clean this nastiness out. All right, we've got the 5 little guys back in there, and they haven't, the biggest one's got its eyes just opening, but the others haven't quite, and they're almost there, but not quite. And then they'll find each other and they huddle up there in a little circle on top of each other. It's kind of funny how that is. One thing I have had to do though, see this divider here, I've had to come in and put a divider in here because my male Bork, he thinks he's doing a great job, but he'll come in throughout the day and he'll pull one of the chicks aside, and he usually would bring it over to the opposite side of the nest box, and he'd feed them, sit on them for a little bit, and then he would fly out. And that baby would get stranded over here in the corner and wouldn't be able to make its way back to the parent, to the mom, and either would get cold or die, things like that. So I've had to put this divider in so that when the male comes, he can't lift the babies over this divider. It's big enough he can't lift them over it. So they all stay in that little corner. Then that way they stay together, can keep each other warm, and they're by mom and dad when they come in to feed them, and they don't get skipped for the feedings. So that's one thing we had to do, kind of improvise, but we got both Borks in there and Splendid, and super excited. Looks like they're all doing really well. All their crops are full. They've got all their toes. The 3 older ones, looks like their eyes are opening, and within the next couple days will be completely open. So super excited about that. You can see we've got one of our Borks will be probably opaline. It's got red eyes, which is a first from this pair. This would be this pair's 3rd clutch, and it'll be the first one with red eyes that we've had. So excited about that as well. Kind of hopefully get some different colors there, some different genetics, etc. So got a good batch here. I'm gonna have some pretty colorful birds by the time these guys are feathered up and ready to fledge. So really excited about that. All right, now that we've got the nitty gritties done, right? So these guys are clean. These guys are clean. Mommy's already been feeding her. She's got more Eggfood on there. There's our Bork pair. Got their babies up in that nest box that we just cleaned out. I would call that the fun part because I get to interact with the babies. What we have to do next is honestly the terrible part about owning animals or birds in general. Now I get to clean the rest of it. You guys can see just how dirty even just the bottom floors are. I clean every weekend without fail, and you look at it and it looks like you haven't cleaned at all for probably a month. So this is the not so fun part that we got to do next, which is just a part of bird keeping. My favorite tool that I have, and you guys have already seen it, It's my putty scraper. This helps me scrape off and clean all of the poop and residue. My next best friend is my vacuum. That helps me to speed along the process quite a bit and keep things clean. And then a few times annually we clean with vinegar and water, kind of do a deep cleansing. But this weekend we'll just scrub, we'll just scrape and vacuum. But I won't show you that part because it's long and boring, but it does take me probably for this setup here about an hour to clean out all of my individual cages. And then we've got 3 big flights and then the 2 separate flights in there plus the 2 flights up top. Anyways, hope you guys' birds are doing great and they're nice and clean and you guys love and enjoy cleaning up after all of their crap. We'll end the video and let you guys see the progress of my baby stars. And I hope you guys are having a great summer. And we'll see you next time.